Yo, this is Dave Chappelle. Here is the Look at This podcast show with my main man, Ro and Drew. Peace.
I am Winnipeg's idiot. I wrestled in Connecticut. And oh yeah, my wife stormed the Capitol. I am cold as the ratings show. I wrestle at an all-time low. But I will try to do a lion salt, embraced by the boss even though that I miss. Oh shit, I just made my list. What have I become now that I'm disgraced? We told you that we beat McMahon, except it's an NDAs. Have you watched our show? You'll see that I am right. Did you forget that I beat The Rock and Stone Cold up in the same night? Same night. I'm becoming. Close to my farewell. I'm becoming. Hunter, please. Hunter, pick up your cell. Oh, yeah.
You just made a list.
Oh, excuse me. Welcome back to the
Stupid idiot.
only pro wrestling podcast that doesn't talk about pro wrestling.
What do we talk about?
Talk about headlocks and hangovers in front of the millions
And millions.
from Dave Chappelle, Joe Coy, and Katt Williams. Welcome to Look at This.
Look at this.
Oh, would you look at this?
Look at this! He's a real big dude!
Would you look at this?
Of course, I'm Ro, here with my co-host, the Bonet to my Kravitz, the Jason to my Travis, the Mr. Married to my sister.
Woo.
It's Drew.
Hey, how you doing? I learn more from looking up what you say about me in my intro than I do from you in like our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
You never teach me anything, and then I don't even know what half those words were. I gotta listen back.
Yeah, check.
Impressive.
Rewind. Of course, we are back once again with another episode. Got a lot of news to talk about today, Drew. A lot of extra. Read all about it.
It's hot. Off
Indeed.
the presses.
As you didn't know already from the intro, we're going to talk about the flaws of Jericho, if you will. Chris Jericho has been in hot water with the news. Going on a little bit of an angry Christmas Eve drunk rant on Twitter, if that's safe to say, arguing with a legitimate lawyer while drunk, and calling out certain people for NDAs and saying that he never
Not good.
signed one. But then people started talking. Apparently back in the day, back in 2019 or so, Jericho allegedly made a wrestler, young wrestler that was making their start on AEW, feel a little bit uncomfortable and, had to release such talent, and, maybe they signed an NDA during all of that. Allegedly. All of this is allegedly, of course.
Allegedly.
We do not want to...
This is Stephen P. New approved material.
Yeah, we're...
All this has been sent to his office.
all alleged. But yeah, so a little bit in the hot water,
Catch us up, yeah.
Been a little radio silent on social media ever since this happened, and people started calling him out. Once he got on his drunk tirade with Stephen P. New, said that he never signed an NDA ever while working in AEW. And then a certain someone, Nick Hausman, I believe, was the reporter, said, what about the NDAs that you make other people sign, Jericho? And,
Okay.
that got a lot.
And is this Nick
talk.
Hausman dude in the know pretty well?
Yeah, he's he's the known reporter and out of Chicago. He was.
That's that guy?
Really. Yeah, that's the CM Punk.
Like the guy who he asked about Colt Cabana if he knew him? What was Jericho's response to that?
Again, Jericho's been pretty radio silent after nobody's really said anything.
He didn't tweet him that night and call him an idiot or anything?
No, and then of course a couple days after that, AEW had a pay-per-view where, after all their pay-per-views, the boss loves to go and do press conferences afterwards. Sort of like, how they do in boxing and UFC and such. And was asked about these questions and not only gave non-answers, but while also he was being asked these questions, he was wearing a ridiculous hat and ridiculous glasses and, didn't really help himself there at all, especially when the interviewer tried to help him and was like, hey man, I'm about to bring up the Jericho allegations and the NDA stuff. Maybe you want to take off the stupid fucking hat.
Yeah, again, that's so... He's not...
Stupid idiot.
He might be so innocent in this, perhaps, maybe, really doesn't know anything, that he didn't even think of the fact that, this is a bad look for me to be responding like this. He was in the moment having fun at his own business, or he's just that big of an idiot. It's, probably in between the two.
Idiot.
But, so, this wrestler that the Nick Hausman is implying there was an NDA with, what exactly, do you know exactly, has there been much response there?
Kylie Ray, so she, to all the allegations, again, once Nick Hausman made that comment about Jericho, what about the ones you make other people sign? Yeah, that sort of got people asking questions, and she replied to one certain tweet that, basically explained the situation that was happening. Apparently, she was called to a locker room that she thought more people would be at. All this is allegedly.
Right.
That she thought...
Nick Hausman looked like been going in on Jericho.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, definitely, this is allegedly, but...
Multiple people,
talking.
that she thought were going to be there weren't, and it was just Jericho, and apparently some things happened, left a bad taste in her mouth. She didn't want to work and allegedly signed an NDA. And basically a tweet summarized that situation, and she just replied to it with a heart emoji. Not really saying a whole lot, but read that as you will.
Right.
It's not,
acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Without saying
a story about
anything.
her being sexually harassed. You don't usually comment
You're not going
a
to...
heart
Yeah.
to that. I loved great memories.
Or this is some good comedy right here he's writing.
No. Chris Jericho in hot water, but he's he had a wrestling match and a run-in. We didn't watch the match.
I've seen him on TV since these allegations twice.
Yes.
Just so,
the
and that's
run-in.
not all, because like you said, I've missed one for sure. His actual match since it's really taken off a few days, and they've had a few days to look into everything, and the fact that he's still on TV makes me wonder there must not be much of a case.
Yeah.
Probably because of the NDA, which is kind of fucked up. But
Yeah, for sure.
now Jericho sucks in the ring, so if they have to take some time off, it's probably the best thing for him. Anyways, he looks awful, and he's probably a terrible person.
Terrible
so I'm not
person.
done seeing him on TV.
Also, a little bit in my lyrics, if you wanted to, if I can do I can sort of how do they do on Complex and break down my lyrics.
Ah, yeah.
Real quick, like I'm Scarface or something.
Run it down.
But yeah, his wife stormed the Capitol, guys. There's pictures of this online. It's insane. It's ridiculous, honestly. But yeah, and he, back in the day, he did, give money to the Trump campaign. And, whatever. The guy's annoying. Also, he's from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The guy's Canadian and I guess somehow patriotic. But not only that, has been called out a bunch for... He, of course, has a band as well, Fozzy, which you guys also heard.
Ugh.
And now they're still trying to make it a thing. So
No, he clings to it because we live in a society of like follow along. We're all karaokeing the intros and stuff, which it's fun, but when it gets overdone for a certain one, it gets old quickly.
God.
And this one did it, and it's still going.
God!
So yeah, definitely ready to see Jericho go. Fuck that guy.
Jericho. And speaking of that, Jericho
away.
Jericho away.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's let's think of a couple. I got a couple new ring names for Chris Jericho. Maybe he could start going by, and let me see what you think of them.
Okay. Sure thing.
Lionheart, spelled Lyin.
Lyin.
Lion.
That's not bad.
The Fulfill Seekers.
What's that a playoff of? I don't know.
Thrill Seekers.
The Fulfill Seekers?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds rapey. I like it.
The Ayatollah of Asshola.
That's nice. Hey, yes, points.
Y2JK, I didn't mean to say that.
Y2JKNDA.
Why too many NDAs?
Too many. That's good.
Pain Make Her.
That's nice. That was mine.
Yeah. Tony's the Cocaine Taker. That's about all of them. Yeah.
Pain Maker and the Cocaine Taker.
Yeah. Another person, Drew, that has been
No. We ain't done with Jericho.
Oh, okay.
You don't think so? That man, he got knocked they say he got knocked out on his own
cruise back in the day. Yeah. So apparently,
and some people think the allegations of that night of what MVP was like mad at his ass for was like hearing stories about him.
Yeah, really interesting.
Some people have like thought that
I haven't heard that much stuff of it. I do remember the story back in the day that coming out. I thought it was specifically because of the Trump stuff came out.
I mean, it could be anything.
But
MVP is apparently a bad motherfucker.
Dude, yeah, man.
For those that don't know, he's a wrestler, but he looks very tough, like not just built. So yeah, I could see that. He's a bad dude.
He's
apparently
a real
he
bad
blacked
dude.
Jericho's eye on Jericho's own cruise ship.
Yeah.
How you punch you gotta be mad at somebody to punch somebody on a cruise ship. You gotta be pissed to hit them on their own cruise ship. I mean, were you at least on the way back?
Yeah.
This is day one. You gotta go out the rest of the week with these people.
Oh,
they say
man.
go to the other side of the ship. I can see Jericho like, this is my side of the ship. You could go to that side of the ship, and people are like, Chris, not a good look, buddy. No. I don't think so.
Are you drunk?
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
And he's like,
welcome to
the cruise of Jericho.
Dude, how bad is that to be on? Ugh, as a fan, that sounds awful.
I'll tell you if
that's the main act.
Yeah.
All right.
Jericho might never ever go on a cruise again.
Listen, I got one more for you, bro. I can add to this. You said radio silence.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of an update on that.
Oh, do we? Okay.
As of today.
Today.
Is that De Niro?
I don't know.
But
today.
I'll have to look that one up. Today. We've got a Chris Jericho tweet. X.
I still call it Twitter, but
okay.
X, again, it sounds like a porn site, man. I don't know what I'm doing on there.
What do they call their posts even?
That's what that's
do they still call tweets even though it's X?
I wonder, I'm not on this, but I wonder if that's the big thing.
What are they calling them?
Yeah, let us know. We're two idiots.
I don't even have, I have the app, but I don't remember the last time I opened X.
Yeah.
Here we go. Chris Jericho, 1:26 p.m. I'm guessing that's my time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He's just going to bed.
You can't soar with the Eagles if you surround yourself with turkeys.
What the hell did you say?
What?
My thoughts exactly. He turned off like where you couldn't make comments on
Oh
it
my god.
if you weren't tagged in it.
No kidding.
But yeah, it's just and he changed it to his. Oh no, he changed it back now. Oh, he's actually no, he didn't delete it. It's pinned. Yeah, it's his pinned. It's his pinned
He's saying,
post right now.
Would you look
They're calling
at
them just
that?
posts, dog.
wow, okay, post.
Boring as fuck.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Reposted. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my god. Oh, it's an ad. I was about to say Jericho's posting some weird shit. It was they be listening to me. Wait, he did. That's damn. Jericho be talking about Katt Williams. That's crazy.
No kidding.
Yeah. So there's his newest update. There's 3 comments.
Okay.
It looks like,
Are you drunk?
and one says ratio and one says truth. So
Truth.
good thing he let everybody comment on it.
Or truth? Was it Ron?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm your
He's busy working tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he was paying much attention to what was going on there.
Well, Jericho, let's keep it on. Let's keep
What's your favorite Fozzy song?
favorite Fozzy song.
The last one? That's mine.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
That's
that
funny.
guy.
Well,
That's a really stupid. I didn't get to really go on him. That's a really dumb tweet.
It's-
So
it's-
I don't know what. If you want to soar with the Eagles, you can't surround yourself by turkeys. Like, I get what he's going for, but are you a crazy person? Like, that's
Yeah.
not a. That's people are asking you about sexual allegations, and you're gonna say something about Eagles, and
I don't know.
he's dumb.
Maybe he needs to.
I need to speak to my wife.
No, he needs
check
to
his-
fuck or go fuck yourself. I don't know what soundboard we need for that.
Moving on to one guy that's also making a lot of headlines.
Yeah,
Drew.
looking up his ex there, Jericho be tweeting about this guy, he reposting
Oh,
Katt
man.
Williams.
And you know, in the words of him, at least, we tried to get him for the intro this week. He's a very tough get right now. Very tough get. I mean,
We settled.
yeah. I think Jericho and Katt Williams would have a lot in common because I think they have both said this sentence before.
Tonight, we're getting fucked up.
Yeah, I believe that.
Katt Williams, man, we haven't talked about this at all, and I'm very excited to get into this. So, Katt Williams, famous comedian, did an interview on Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp's podcast.
Well, damn.
Called out a lot of people. We'll play a couple clips from it eventually, Drew, but just a little bit of these numbers, man, as I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, here we go. It's right here. 11 days ago, this podcast was posted on YouTube. By the way, this is a 2-hour and 46 interview. Katt Williams talks for 2 hours and 45 minutes and 59 seconds of the interview.
Seriously, like,
This motherfucker goes off. And
that's crazy.
props to Shannon for letting him do it and not like interrupting, like just letting him go. 11 days ago, it's at 48 million views for a 3-hour podcast. In 3 days, it had over 30 million, and 44 was the week total. But he starts it out hot, man, calling out a bunch of famous comedians, calling out, Cedric, the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart. He can't call out himself. Kevin Hart, Ricky Smiley. Yeah, so Katt Williams started it off with giving Shannon some shit for. And have you watched the interview first? I'll ask you.
This Shay Shay?
Yes.
Nah,
The Katt
bro.
Williams
I'm
interview. Have you seen
completely
any?
unfamiliar.
So yeah, he starts out hot, man, while calling out Cedric the Entertainer for allegedly, again, all allegedly on today's app,
Yeah.
stealing a joke back in the
Spicy.
day, back in the 90s, late 90s. Calls out Shannon Sharp, basically calls him out a little bit just for having all these people on his show and letting them lie to him. Also called Steve Harvey a bunch of fucking names. Said he was always bald and says he's never funny. Called out Kevin Hart for being an industry plant, as he called it. Again, Katt Williams, a big conspiracy theory guy.
Kevin Hart, industry plant.
And
I mean, it fits.
and that his success is not organic at all because he already had movie deals when he got out to LA. And that no one, this is the quote, no one in Hollywood has a memory of a sold out Kevin Hart show. and then started calling out people, that I've heard it a lot, Drew. I don't know about you, the whole black comedians in dresses. They love to dress up the black comedians as a woman. Like if you look at almost every single famous one, they've done at some point a sketch, a movie, where they've done that to themselves. Katt Williams has always been pretty prolific about like saying that, like that he super against it.
Yeah, he's probably a homophobe.
He's so homophobic, in fact, Drew, that he says when he smokes weed that he doesn't like to smoke weed around a lot of men.
He doesn't want to hit dude joints, yeah.
And the amount of blunts that he smokes in a day, he says, adding that all up in a year, that's a lot of men's saliva in his mouth, he said. I'm like, buddy, all right. Sure. Called out Harvey Weinstein and apparently said that Weinstein offered to perform oral sex on him at one point. And another and like turned down a $50 million opportunity for it. He said
Hollywood's terrifying.
He said to protect my integrity, adding he refused to take shortcuts to success. Drew, also a clip. I'm not sure if you've seen.
You're throwing a lot at me here.
This.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you want the breakdown.
I don't think I could listen to this entire podcast. Hearing a like recap of it, it's pretty crazy in itself.
I stopped at one point, and Drew, I'm going to play you the one point I stopped listening to the podcast for the moment. And after that, I'll get your comments. But this is Katt Williams on Katt Williams, of course.
Lord, gee, you know what? I'm tired of your presence. Dismiss.
Ooh, a micro mini pimp.
Yeah, so when they would ask me what I wanted to be, everything that I would say that I wanted to be was something that didn't exist. And they would never give me credit for it because I needed to say a doctor or a lawyer, but that's not what I wanted to be.
So your parents weren't as supportive as you would have hoped because you were wanting to be things when you got older that they had no knowledge of or it didn't exist at the time.
I'm going to pause it right there for a second. Didn't exist at the time?
I didn't know what that whole first sentence was like. Crazy.
Let's hear it one more time because it's pretty insane.
They would ask me what I wanted to be. Everything that I would say that I wanted to be was something that didn't exist.
Like what?
I mean, that's just a child that like thinks there's no chance that you can. You know what I mean? Like he's been taught already, like as a child, like.
What the hell did you say?
I don't think he can achieve anything.
You speak
English. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Only gets worse.
No, it wasn't that. It was. I'm saying I'm almost 100 years old right now, but if we go outside right now, I can run a 4.340.
Okay.
Or sub. I can do a 4.16 if I'm.
Oh, there's Jimmy John's across the street. We can order a sub.
But
you've been on the submarine. That what you sub?
So
that's good, Shannon.
So back then it was even greater. So
Shannon's just staring at him right now,
so
like that raised him up. He was leaned back, and that raised him up on his knees, and now he's just staring at him.
So many
you got
questions.
this guy that all the coaches want to play.
Man, Cass, don't do that.
Hold on, because I'm 5'5" in the 5th grade. I've been this size my whole life. Like there was a portion of school where I was one of the big dudes. Like it just.
Yeah, 5th grade.
Yeah, maybe 6.
That's what I'm saying, buddy. Like, what?
5'5" is not that. Like, my 6th graders were 6 foot already.
Oh, man.
5'10s.
And I love that Shannon, like, starts to call him out. A sub. You talk about it.
Yeah, Jimmy John's across the street was pretty good.
Come on, Kat. I know that's the kind of sub you're talking about. Come on.
That's so funny.
Come on, man. You can't run a 4.
I thought for a second he didn't know what sub meant.
Sub.
I thought he was about to go the other direction, like maybe like 4'4". And now he knew what he meant.
Sub. Oh, man.
For those who don't know, a 40-yard dash is something that like football players are measured by for how fast they are.
Metcalf?
He's probably a 4'3", 4'4".
The fastest receiver, one of the fastest receivers in the National Football League.
They do this without pads on, mind you.
Yes.
And so DK Metcalf, who's a freak, but he's like Usain Bolt, where like he's like 6'3" or 4.
Yes, you're right.
DK's big and long strides and super fast. Even for his college combine, like coming out, I think he only ran like a 4.27,
Mm-hmm.
and that's supposedly the fastest man in football.
And they're almost as fast as Katt Williams.
Yeah, he said 4.16, which
Stop.
has never been run in NFL history. Just so everyone's
I
aware,
mean-
every player that's ever come out of college and tried to make it in the NFL, the fastest I think ever is actually I think it's a tie right now, but 4.24.
It's nuts. This guy.
That's so funny.
Wow. Well, continues.
In the school where I was one of the big dudes. Like, as soon as everybody caught their growth spurt, I was out of there. But I'm saying I was a competitive individual. My father was an athlete.
I can see that.
Like, no, I've been
Till he
145
was 12.
pounds my whole career. That's why I never bothered.
Career.
My whole career.
He said career. I know he means stand up and stuff, but
No, his whole career, dog.
career. It's insane.
Like, no, I've been 145 pounds my whole career. That's why I never bothered when they said, your cat's on drugs. I knew, how you gonna prove that?
He does have a point.
My body is a temple.
Other comedians either get really fat, get really skinny, get really terrible looking,
Yeah.
whatever. Cat looks about the fucking same.
For
He's
sure.
been tiny his whole life. I get where he's going with that one.
And apparently, if he can run that fast of a 40, beats Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's in a goddamn wheelchair right now because he tried to run a 40-yard dash.
I saw an IG video of Cat showing off the wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Homie's got some wheels for sure, but it's not 4.340. He's definitely fast though for a 50-year-old.
He's almost
man.
100.
Almost 100.
Yeah.
Is he even 50? Is he closer to 50 or 100? Seriously,
It's
like not even closer.
sick.
But is he under 50?
I'm almost 100 years old.
That man is 46. I bet you. Fuck off. 100 years old. Keep it rolling. That's funny as fuck. 100. I'm almost 100 years old.
I'm almost 0
Bro,
years
you're
old.
close to nothing.
Like, what do you? Yeah, like I haven't changed off this pivot foot. This has always been who I was
Holding it, dude.
before
He's an athlete.
stand up or anything. But it was an interesting childhood. I appreciate my parents, even though I couldn't live within the religious frameworks of
Right.
what they had set up.
So pause here. He
Definitely. I
he
remember hearing that.
yeah, he mentions that his parents were missionaries.
I remember hearing that before, yeah.
And he's from Cincinnati. I think he was born there, in fact.
If I'm not mistaken, I was about to ask you, what part of town do you remember? I've heard this before, and I can't remember. Or is he Avondale?
Avondale,
or
yep.
Something
Avondale,
like that?
for sure.
Okay. I've
Yeah.
driven through there before, and I swear to God, or not right through there, but pretty close to town. Like, it's close, Cincinnati is a very stretched city.
Mhm.
And I was right by Avondale, like, a
Yeah,
few streets
dude.
away, and I'm in the edges of it. In this shitty little red beater truck next to me, this dude looked exactly like Katt Williams. And he was wearing like a redneck hat, like
What a
trucker hat
top.
type looking thing. And sitting up real high because he was short and had to be close to the steering wheel. I'm telling you, like, I'm pretty sure it was Katt. And there was no way for me to know it. I wasn't going to roll down the window and yell at this man. It's not, for those unaware, it's not the best of neighborhoods, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely don't want to just yell at people for no reason. Katt!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear I was by myself, though, and, like, obviously I'm not going to follow, I'm not going to do anything strange,
Yeah.
but I think I was right next to Katt Williams there for a sec.
Yeah, he gave a lot back to the community, too. Katt's always been a very giving individual. I'll tell you, that's one thing people can't take away from this guy. You can say whatever you want. He's famous for, there's plenty of stories of him performing at a venue, at a theater, sold out fucking theater, asking for his check in cash, going
That's crazy.
out for the last show, performing, says his closer, has all of the money that he just got paid in a brown paper bag, and makes it fucking rain in the goddamn venue.
It's wild.
Yeah, he's a crazy individual.
Like, you start a riot.
Yeah, wild. Crazy individual, but he's also very well read, Drew, as you'll see from this next part.
Because I read where a form of punishment for you is that they would take books because you mentioned you were such a voracious reader. And a form of punishment was when they would take the books for them because you could read fluently. You told me how at like 3 or 4 years old you could read, not just a little child's book, but you could read.
Well, I'm saying when we go to Haiti to do missionary work, understand that my mother and my father, nobody that's there with us speaks French. And, I mean, it speaks Creole and reads French. So I'm in charge of everything, from the housing to the cars.
Very
to
similar.
The gardener. Like, I'm saying, so I'm not just reading, I'm reading in multiple languages. Like,
How old are you at that?
probably reading 3,000 books a year from the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12.
8 to 12.
So,
that's easy,
Drew, if you wouldn't mind, please, can you do some math
I
on
got that one in
for
my
me?
head, dog. That means 3,000
3,000 books divided by
for 4 years of
365.
his life. 8 to 12. Oh, you want to know how many per day? I'll give you that exactly. So, per day then.
3,000 books a year from the time, an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old's reading 3,000 books a year.
That's 8 full books a day.
8 books a day.
Yes, with about 2. You've started in another one and gotten a few chapters in.
Wow. I mean,
on average. Realistically, you're finishing 8 to 9 books a day for a year.
Wow. Probably a lot of picture books, I'll tell you that. That's nuts, Drew.
Yeah. At that point, you're talking from 8 to 12 years old that this child read 12,000 books.
It's...
Yeah, I mean, damn. Can you name 14 books right now? I think we'd struggle to get there off the top.
Holy shit, this is incredible.
It's crazy.
Wow. So that was the specific line that made me pause the podcast and be like, all right, I need to take a break from this because it's a little too much, man. This is nuts. Keep going.
And Shannon just lets him go, which is pretty
no fiction
fun to
books
listen to
at
well.
all.
No
I'm
fiction books. Only reading nonfiction.
You could
books.
drive
12,000 nonfiction books.
12, you receive the full.
Between 8 to 12.
I swear.
I know, it's just funny.
Nonfiction.
Only
You could drive
nonfiction.
at 12, you received the full scholarship to the National Science Academy in Dayton, Ohio. But you failed.
Quit bragging.
So you would become ineligible. Why didn't you want to take that opportunity?
I didn't see it as an opportunity. When I got in there, all the students were wearing lab coats, and it seemed very confined and restricted, and nobody seemed like they were having fun. It just seemed like everybody was smart. I didn't want that. That wasn't what I was signing up for at all. And plus, I thought that Jesus was my big homie. So you know how you get a story about
Everyone
a dude
needs a
joined the
big
gang
homie.
and you get a big homie, right? Like at this particular point in my life, my thought is that the Bible is the greatest book that's ever been written.
Okay.
That it houses the truth, and that it gives you this story of Jesus, and that I'm supposed to be like him.
Okay.
So it's already in my head that as soon as I get 13, I'm leaving.
At 13, you not only like, okay, Mom, I'm moving out. You moved from Ohio to Florida on your own. You weren't afraid. I mean, you like, did you?
Hold on.
Did you not have?
So
what were you going to do when you got to Florida?
Don't say I wasn't afraid. There's no such thing as a human being of not being afraid.
Okay.
There are certain human beings that understand that being afraid in no way stops you from doing what you got to do.
Okay.
So I was afraid, but I couldn't be that afraid because I knew what had happened with Jesus. I knew how it worked out.
All right, this guy's a kook. He's nuts, man. By the way, I wanted to see, why didn't they do like the Joe Rogan picture afterwards where I wanted to see the size difference. Katt Williams, that Shannon Sharp's dick.
Yeah.
Like the size, I mean, he would have looked like a little person compared to him.
Shannon's pretty tall. He's got to be at least like 6'6" or something.
Yeah.
He's a pretty big boy.
Katt Williams, yeah, making a lot of news saying, Joe Rogan don't want me on his show. Joe Rogan pushing 6 comedians that ain't never been funny.
Yeah.
saying stuff like that. Like, and Joe literally tweeted out the next day, was like, I would love to have Katt Williams on my show. Please reach out. Like, yada, yada, yada.
God, that's going to be a 14-hour episode.
I mean, come on, Joe. I can't do a cat right now.
They're going to be fighting over the first topic for the first hour. I'm telling you.
Cincinnati, we need to, before we get started, let's talk about the weather. It's been hot, rainy, cloudy, sleety, cold. A pimp don't know what to wear in this motherfucker. I'm in a hotel lobby with some fur coats, some swim trunks, and an umbrella.
Umbrella.
Weed is just a plant. It just grow like that. And if you should happen to set it on fire. Oh yeah, man. But doing a lot of numbers, Katt Williams. Maybe we'll have him on the show next week. I've been reaching out to Katt Williams. I've been, hey man, we're, Cincinnati guys. Let's do it, man. We both read 3,000 books. We're both almost 100 years old. Let's make it happen.
Combined, we're older than Katt, I think. So, like, I mean,
Let's
buddy,
go.
You want to talk about some wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
Look at
I'm too old.
Yeah. Speaking of look at this, Drew, I'm so glad you said that. Of course. It's Rumble season, man. It's getting to that time. It's
Go
almost
get the
there.
guns, the drugs, in my generation.
It's almost that time, guys. So, of course, next week's show is going to be our Royal Rumble special. On all of that, it's gonna be a jam-packed episode. We're gonna do predictions for the upcoming event that is the 27th. And we're going to explain our drinking game. We'll maybe even play a couple drinking games on the podcast.
Perhaps.
Talk about Royal Rumble history, our favorite moments. Just as a little preview, Drew. I mean, it's Royal Rumble season, which also means there's a lot more look at this is being dropped.
Oh,
per
yes, there
minute.
are.
You know,
Bet your sweet baby.
a lot of people have asked me, Drew, none actually, I don't know why I just said that, have asked me.
All of them are talking about it.
Have asked me, why is the show called Look at This? Why?
Oh, would you look at this?
And that's because in wrestling, commentators say look at this a whole lot.
It is a crutch that is not heavily noticed by other people. I don't feel like there's no gimmick to this already.
No, I think we're innovators.
I don't want people to listen only for it or anything. Like, if you're not hearing it all the time, good for you.
Yes, but we hear
my whole childhood is built off of them.
Off Look at This's and
Pro wrestling is look at this business.
My whole I hear Look at This's now and everything in football games and news broadcasts and in The Sopranos I'll hear it. And none are more frequent than in the Royal Rumble, I think, Drew. There's a lot of chaos going on. Some people want to make their point and say, hey, see what's happening. Like on the Go Home show before Royal Rumble 1999.
Ooh, good one.
Let's listen in on the Corporate Rumble from Monday Night Raw, January 11th, 1999. And see if you guys hear any Look at This's. Of course, that's Shane McMahon on commentary.
Wait a minute. Well, Triple H was the last participant. Well, obviously the buzzer. Aaron Horn. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, boy. How did you tell me? Look at this. Give me a break.
Drink. Everyone's a drink.
Yes.
Look at it. He is in shape.
Look at
Look
it.
at that. Oh, my God.
He's going to do it again. That's my boy.
Triple H wants a piece of Mr. McMahon.
It's a lot of look-its.
Vinnie Mac's getting here. Look at that. He's bumped. Look at those arms. Look at that. 21, baby. 21. Shane, what have you put together here? Look at that. Look at it. Oh, boy.
Shane with one.
Almost. Here he comes. Mr. McMahon. Look at this. There goes boss man of Triple H. Mr. McMahon.
This is the king. Look at this.
He called the fast one. Mr. McMahon. Number 30. Mr. McMahon called the fast one. He's no longer number two. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, look at the bumpness. Oh, yeah. Give me a break. Wait a minute. The buzzer. It's China. What? It's China.
do you think the next thing King says is?
Wait a minute, she can't be in this. What do you mean? Mr. McMahon was in it.
Got me.
We could have very easily named the podcast "Wait a Minute," so it was between "Wait a Minute."
No. Look at this is way more prevalent.
But it still goes on. Corporate Rumble.
Patterson and Briscoe had that under control. Believe it.
He's like the UFC of WWE.
Yeah.
Boom! Oh! He likes like this.
Patterson trying to hook it up on Briscoe. Stone Cold is here.
What a pop.
The rattlesnake is here. Let's get it on. Oh yeah. Come on, get it. It's Vinny Mac. Get him. We got Vinny Mac. We got
But yeah, a lot of look at this is in that one. China wins the Corporate Rumble.
That's crazy.
A lot of look at.
The fact that we got Shane, and that's always a good one when you get every commentator in the same match says, "Look at this." That's when you know you got them.
Indeed. And of course, maybe that's a conversation we'll save for next week. Who is Mr. Royal Rumble? Definitely a name that is in that conversation is our next clip we'll play. That's Kofi Kingston.
Kofi,
iconic saves over the year. And over the year, there's been some good look at this, including his very first Kofi save. Let's take a listen. Take a look.
Let's take a look at this.
Whoa, look at this. And Kofi Kingston.
Cody
Skin of the
Kingston.
cat misses in trouble. Kofi still alive. Hands on the floor. Remember, both feet have to hit the floor. Oh my God, dangerous situation. You got this. Oh my God.
He's going. Man, he wants to keep going.
Ooh man, that's my favorite. Let's play that one more time. We got a couple there in a row. Jesus.
Remember, both feet have to hit the floor. Oh my God, dangerous situation. You got this. Oh my God. Look at this. Are you kidding me? He saved himself. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Are you?
It's a good drop, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, King is the no pun intended, king, lack of a better word, of the look at this. Is he, I believe, is the one that strung the whole idea to this. So if you don't like our podcast, blame Jerry Lawler. I think it's
of course,
the point of that.
Can't take it.
Yeah. Drew, final one. I know it's one of your favorite Royal Rumble moments, and we do get a pretty good look at this for it. So, and it's an excuse just to play this clip again. So, this is from Royal Rumble 2000.
Don't forget that.
Oh yeah.
Scotty too hotty. Now what? So Scotty too hotty.
Every man for themselves, right?
Oh yeah.
Now we're cooking. I got you. Look at this arena. Madison Square Garden. Get a shot of this. Look at these people.
I love it. I can picture this.
Oh, too cool. I don't think they
Play
want to
it.
see him fight. They want to see him get down. Look at this. This is the Royal Rumble. We've seen it all. We're going to dance.
Yeah, dude, iconic moment.
So King is definitely the inspiration, the man, Adam.
Yeah.
But it is a curse that no commentator is safe of.
No, dude.
I hear it every single wrestling show we watch. It's usually, like for example with King, it's usually the first thing he says.
Yeah.
King says, "Look at this." For example, you want to have some fun with it?
Yeah.
Let's experiment. Pull up a random match on YouTube or whatever.
Okay.
Like, give us like King with like Goldust or like I don't know, like Goldust and Shawn Michaels or something. Goldust and I'm just curious to see how long, like if we can't listen for 5 seconds and get out of there with a look at this. Test the theory. Let's put this theory to the test right here.
Let's do it with one of the most famous moments in Raw history, anniversary, January 4th, 1999.
I know what's going to happen.
If I know what happened to Shawn Michaels, I got disqualification. DX has adopted mankind as part of the family in recent weeks. Oh, this is really getting interesting now.
You can say that again.
Even Mr. McMahon said he's a genetically altered, mentally deficient freak. Come on,
God damn, Vince.
Even the boss says
of his own hair. And that's not even to mention all the thousands of brain cells that he's missing.
That gold is the centerpiece of this company. The WWF
first words of the match.
Here we go.
Calling it.
Mankind on the cover of the Southwest Airlines magazine with Mr. McMahon.
Oh, come on, that'd be a joke.
Mankind, obviously the underdog.
Watch it, look at this.
And here we go.
That's
now.
my dog.
Rock hammering away.
That's my dog.
Oh,
And the crowd goes wild. They haven't
God.
even touched each other yet.
holy.
Give me a hell yeah.
Dude, it's like clockwork.
Wow.
I can hear King building to it.
They didn't touch. That's insane.
Come on, that'd be a joke.
So I have closed captions on.
Mankind, obviously the underdog.
Watch it, look at this.
Watch. Look at this.
Watch, look at it.
Wow. Well, Drew, your experiment.
Oh, if it plays 15 more seconds, he's about to do it again. He's already hot with it. Once it catches him, it's on.
Yeah, Drew. I mean, yeah. It rings true. Some of the most famous moments
Hit
in
it.
history.
Yeah, hit him with. Give me the Andre Slam.
Yeah. Andre
Slam and Hogan.
We're seeing what this guy is really made of. What he is. The greatest professional athlete in the world today. Look at this.
It's the most famous moment in wrestling.
Yeah, the slam heard around the world, and all the great late great Gorilla Monsoon could think of to say was
The greatest professional athlete in the world today. Look at this.
he slammed him. What a maneuver!
Incredible. What a maneuver.
Yeah, I mean,
Stupendous.
even Drew, another real famous moment in wrestling history, at least for certain kids of a certain era, was Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth reuniting.
Right.
The greatest love story ever told.
It was a big deal for a kid.
And
I don't know why I cared about Miss Elizabeth as much as I did, but I did.
Well, so did these people.
Right.
Elizabeth with her arms outstretched. Tears flowing down. Yeah. Look around.
Oh, yeah, that was Bobby, I think.
Yeah, Bobby the Brain Heenan, R.I.P.
Great moment.
That's so funny. Bobby the Brain with the look at this for us there.
Look at this.
Of course, that is the Montreal Screwjob, another famous moment in wrestling history.
Jesus. We should write it as a horror movie.
I mean-
and, like, go. It's a clue.
Yeah, Screwjob, most famous moment. So that was where we got our namesake, Drew, if you will.
The origin story.
Of?
Look at this.
Since then, long time, this is years and years down the road from it now. As far as since we've noticed it, picked up on it, and started to, when we're actually partaking in a little beer or something, it's a drink every time.
Every time. And we'll get into a little bit more of our drinking rules in the next episode, the Royal Rumble special. Please check that out.
That is classic rule number 1 of any wrestling show.
Yeah, look at this. Gug, gug, gug.
Rule number 1.
So play along with us at home. Hopefully you're still alive if you were playing this episode, because we sure said it a whole lot. Let's say it one more time.
Oh, would you look at this?
I'm still really proud that I got to see her first time ever seeing that video.
Yeah.
That's a classic to me. Would you look at it? Just take a look. Just look. Would you look at this? Just look at it.
Gug, gug, gug. I am wasted.
So good.
Are you drunk? Well, Drew, let's do a little plugs and get up on out of here. Of course, please follow and subscribe us wherever you're listening to us right now, whether that be on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And guess what? Newsflash, assholes.
Newsflash, asshole.
We're on YouTube now, ladies and gentlemen, so go ahead and go over to the Look at This Podcast YouTube channel. Full episodes are available there if you're more of a YouTube guy. Leave comments there. That's where you can go ahead and do that, where you can interact with us. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
Smash that like button. That's what they do on YouTube, right?
YouTube videos, yeah. We're going to have to start doing that stuff now, Drew.
We're about to start asking you to smash.
Yeah. You want to smash? Yeah, baby. And of course, if you want to directly support the podcast, go ahead and go over to Patreon. Look at this.
That's that mashed potatoes over there.
Indeed, that's where we
No
pay
need to
the
smash.
bills. And for only $2 a month, that's all we're asking. $2 a month, you get a couple bonus episodes, and you get exclusive content that nobody else will ever get. And guess what, guys? We got the Royal Rumble coming up, and whenever we got a Big Four pay-per-view, we're going to do a cooking video. I'm saying it right now. I'm putting it out in the ether. I'm going to do it this week. Every pay-per-view, usually I make a meal, a dinner of some sorts that is somewhat themed to the event, and Patreon will get to see that. And we usually
hella cute.
And we usually have a signature cocktail. So drinking along with us, if you want to play the games, you got to have the official Look at This Royal Rumble cocktail. So go ahead and go over to Patreon and check that out, and stay tuned for all that.
Ooh-wee.
Of course, if you're listening and you're on the Patreon already,
Stop.
we
And look at this.
appreciate you so much. Look at this. Of course, yeah. I'm Ro. He's Drew. Drew, is there anything else you want to say before we get up on out of here?
No, I'm going to make that my thing, though. Whenever you tell people to listen to this,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them to stop and look at this. So, just so you know, I'm not being
Nice.
rude to you.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
My thing. Yeah, other than that, saudade.
Ooh, yeah.
Sarate. Goodbye.